For the most part, the Marvel Universe is a bright, optimistic place. While DC is generally defined by its brooding characters and dark tone, Marvel tends to be full of joy and bright colors. Over the last few years, some darkness has been injected into Marvel's heart thanks to initiatives like Dark Reign and Secret Empire, but things tend to balance out in time. After Dark Reign, Marvel gave fans the heroic age, and now that Secret Empire is done, they're gearing up for Legacy, a rosy-eyed return to the basics for the publisher. No matter how bright the rest of the universe may become, the Vision has been stained with darkness. After his introduction as a member of the Avengers in 1968, Vision has served as the heart of the team for decades. But now, thanks to the words of Tom King, Gabriel Hernandez Walt's pencils, and Jordi Belaire's beautiful colors, the synthetic hero will never be the same. Vision may be an android, but he is driven by a longing for a normal, human existence. Like any one of us, sometimes his desires outweigh everything else in his life, especially rational thought. In a desperate attempt to experience what he considers a traditional life, Vision builds himself a family and moves to the DC suburbs. As the story progresses, it slowly corrupts the idealistic image of the burbs present in series like Leave It to Beaver and Full House. Instead of coming across as the answer to life's problems, the suburbs are presented like a tense horror setting. Most of the neighbors are uneasy and take pictures of the family, treating them like mysterious others despite the fact Vision has saved the world 37 times. Tom King put it well when he discussed the series with CBR, saying this shouldn't happen to him because he keeps trying to do the right thing. But in trying to do the right thing, things keep going wrong. So he'll find that he suddenly can't control all the things around him, which is probably the most human thing about him. The search for meaning that plagues each and every one of us impacts Vision's new wife, Virginia. Arguably, Virginia is the star of the series as she struggles to shape her own identity and defend her family from a world that is scared of them. She was programmed to be a loving wife and caring mother, which she is, but she wasn't given space to be an individual. Every time she makes her own decision, or any time she leaves the house at all, things tend to get worse for the whole family. When her husband goes off to fight crime, and her children carve out unique identities in high school, Virginia sits at home and pores over depressing memories preloaded in her head. Part of what establishes the book as a personal tragedy is the fact that Virginia's personality is based off the brainwaves of Vision's former lover, the Scarlet Witch. Embedded in his attempt to move on is a desire to recreate his past with Scarlet Witch and their twin children. Sometimes Walta intentionally frames the two couples in similar positions, making it clear that Vision is simply trying to replicate his former life instead of build a new one. The main difference is that the warmth Vision exudes when he's around Scarlet Witch is never on display with Virginia. Even during the one scene where Virginia tries seducing him, it's clear from his expression that he isn't enjoying himself. He's just waiting for the next moment to take place. Vision was happy when he was with Scarlet Witch, so it makes sense that he remembers that time fondly. We're all guilty of looking back and hoping to recreate a past sense of comfortability. But the problem is, nothing ever lines up with nostalgia. Even though Virginia acts exactly how Vision programmed her to, the two of them squabble about small things and he never seems content. There's no spark between these supposed lovers, and there's often a physical barrier or distance between them to reinforce that feeling of separation. He's constantly telling himself that he must love Virginia because she's his wife, not because he truly cares. Even though creating a family and moving to the suburbs was what he wanted, his bland attitude makes his new life seem more like a trap or obligation than a victory. No matter how hard Vision worked for this type of existence, nothing he can do will turn it into the beautiful situation he envisioned. Like American Beauty before it, Vision wants to deconstruct people's preconceived notions about what success and happiness look like. Sure, Lester Burnham has a job, a family, and a big house, but he still thinks there's something missing from his life. Tired of the droning and pretending required to maintain his comfortable, empty existence, he snaps and begins doing the things that actually make him happy.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
You were masturbating.
I was not.
Yes, you were.
Oh, all right, so shoot me. I was whacking off. That's right, I was choking the bishop, chafing the carrot, saying hi to my monster.
Unfortunately, the lessons of acceptance and indifference that Lester learns throughout American Beauty are lost on Vision, as the story closes with him preparing another droid to fill a new hole in his heart. While Vision thought he wanted some version of the American dream, complete with a good job and a dog, what he really craves is inner peace. He's an emotionally complex being who, just like the rest of us, thinks he can trick his heart into accepting falsehoods. While the nuclear family and a white picket fence may sound lovely for some people, it doesn't bring everyone the same sense of satisfaction. At its core, Vision is a story about people's intentions and the gap between what we expect and what actually happens. Just like we all imagine a dream life as children, Vision has a clear picture of an ideal life in his head. But instead of giving himself time to mature and potentially outgrow his dreams, he built them overnight, and now he has to deal with the consequences.